Good morning.
Sound of our teen sports listeners, I'm your host, Erica, the queen of teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Hey there, Santa Barbara. You've tuned into Teen Sports Radio on KCSB AM 1290, the station that talks about Santa Barbara, where teens lead, where teens grow, and where teens shine. I'm Erica. Since 2010, you know about this show, okay? It's all about community connection and real talk that lifts you up, up, and up. I'm excited about today. In the house, we've got Don Sanders, Dominique Hackett, Kristine Marie, Karla Correllas is going to be blowing it up today with a great segment. I'll let her tell us here in a second. Alex Ramirez is also in the house, and we've got a special guest, longtime friend, okay? We always like to give a little homage, as I said, like, oh, honey, what are we going to do this weekend? I'm bored. Let's leave the phones in the car. Let's just disconnect, and let's go visit Saul Alcarez at SB Art Glass and do some art glass blowing. I'm telling you, Saul, what's going on?
Hi, baby. How are you? It's so good to hear from you guys. It's been so long, and I miss you here.
We needed to let you get settled in on your new place. I mean, you've got a
I've been waiting
stadium-like place now. Stadium.
I've been waiting for you guys for about a year.
I know. We're all going to go down there. You watch. We're going to surprise you on a Sunday.
Okay. Well,
we know you're there. I'm bringing Jersey mics. Okay. We got to have a little Jersey mic, and we're going to just do a little private little session with you and hugging it out and everything. It's been like we've done this journey together for like 15 years. You have so much supported hundreds and hundreds of schools, okay, over the last 15 years through Teen Sports Radio. You've been ever so generous. And I just reached out to you a couple of weeks ago. I read this thing on, this is what we do. This is the backdrop story, okay? I was on Nextdoor because I don't have a life at like 2:00 in the morning. So I was scrolling down and I was reading the story about this woman, and it's like, it really, my eyes watered. Okay. She has a 16-year-old son. She just got her car stolen. She got hacked, identity, lost all of her money, her account. I'm like, God, it just doesn't get any worse. And I'm like, oh my God, 16-year-old son. I had this flashback like I was in your studio for John's 16th birthday. Remember when we had this big thing in your place and we shut the doors and you made it so wonderful? We called in pizza. To this day, he still has his leaning tower of shot glass, okay? Just like made this shot glass. Okay? It looked like the leaning tower pizza. He still has it. He FaceTimed me. He goes, Mom, look, remember this? So
hey, after a drink, you look straight.
That's it, right? And like, I was so embarrassed. I wanted to die. Oh my God, 16, a shot glass. And you looked at me, you gave me the wink and, whatever. So it was like coolest thing ever. And I just reached out. I said, hey, let's make some magic with this family, know. And you said, hey, have them call me. And you did it. And that's the kind of guy that you are. So thank you.
Thank you. Hey.
So how's things going?
Good. Just really busy. But you know what? It's I'm grateful as always, and just enjoying this new place. I want you to come. Dr. D has been here, so he knows what it looks like. It's so much fun, 100 times better than the old studio, and about 5 times bigger. So I am so grateful for that. And it's just enjoying what I'm doing and teaching a little bit. My kids took over the teaching now, so I'm focusing on my art now and doing all the things that are more difficult, that they can't make.
Well, your stuff is like, you're a master, right? So your stuff is all over the world and people don't understand. I mean, just going in there, there's a magic. It's so funny because you've offered it to me 1,000 times to actually blow glass, but I just like to watch you do it. I mean, I get this vibration from you doing it because it's so magical. And it's just amazing to me.
It's called
the glass blowing meditation.
Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is. Once you get into it, you forget all your problems.
That's what happened. I met, this whole thing started when my mom died. Okay, 2009. The show started in 2010. And I mean, at your grace, I used to show up there on Sunday, and I just lost myself there for hours.
Yeah.
You were my little place that I just got to go away. I mean, honest to goodness. And if I look, I see you, because if I look in my back room here in my pool room, we took all of your glass, okay, buckets and buckets and buckets. The construction guy that I had was my neighbor's kid, okay, and Andy just said, oh my God, we just got this inspiration. And I made this broken glass like river, okay, talk about fun. I lose, when I go into trauma, when my mother dies, I went to trauma. I go someplace I don't even know where I go, okay? So I have this river of glass. So I see you every day, okay? This is all you.
Send me a picture. I haven't seen it.
Really? Oh, my goodness. Oh, never seen it? Oh, I got to show you. I'll send you a video.
Yes.
Yes. 15 buckets of glasses in my back thing. I just made this river.
By the way, the only disappointment I had with your place was you wouldn't let me climb the tree. And to make that tree better, you need to put a tree house in there.
Yeah.
Up on the top, right?
Tell everybody what your address is. If they're bored, yes. No appointments needed. Just walk in, browse around.
Right.
It's a beautiful, nice, warm experience. It's lovely. How do we get there?
So our new location is 721 Reddick Street. So we are off Milpas between Nopal and Quarantina, still in the same kind of area as the old, Nopal and Quarantina, as the old studio. 721 Reddick Street. We're open to the public every day, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 3. And just walk in, and there's parking inside. And yeah, you don't even need to call. Just come check it out, and it's a fun place. There's always a lot of people here, or always somebody blowing glass. So it's fun. It's fun.
That's nice.
So it's just open to the public for, like, I can go with my wife randomly on date night or date lunch, maybe.
Anytime. It's open to the public.
Oh, how cool! Wow.
Always people walking in. Sometimes people come in, bring their lunch, and watch us blow glass and sit, and it's
sometimes Gina has chips and salsa. I'm just saying.
Oh,
so you should do that on a Saturday.
But I missed that. You know what, Erica? I'm glad you said that. I just remember it's going to be a year since we moved here, so I think we're going to have to throw a 1-year anniversary party or something. I think that would be a great idea.
Get some food trucks out there, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah. I think it would be wonderful, and we can get a restaurant to cook here. Like last when we had the grand opening, it was wonderful. I think I want to do that.
Let's do it.
Did you give the address?
What radio does? We create stuff.
Yes. The address. Do you need the address?
Yes. Yeah. Give the address again.
It's 721 Reddick Street.
That's REDDICK.
Yes. And it's between Nopal and Quarantina, and between Reddick. The next one would be Haley and Gutierrez, kind of between. It's a little tiny street. It's only 2 blocks.
Okay, now tell the most magical thing that nobody knows. I know because I'm Erica. Okay.
Well,
the Queen of Teen. But what's the specialness about the exact location of where you're at, like right in front of the building? What happened?
Oh, okay. So it's really amazing how, most of you know my story of how I came from Mexico when I was a kid. Well, right in front, I'm talking across the street. When I was 17 years old, I met my wife, Gina. She was 15, I was 17. But it's really amazing how life has done a full circle, and we're back to where we started. And since I was young, even after I was blowing glass, I would drive by this place. It's like, man, one day it would be so wonderful. My wife would say the same thing. It would be so wonderful to have a studio like that. Who would have thought that years later we were going to end up with Bill's studio? Unbelievable. I mean, I think a lot about it. And when I met Gina, when she was 15, Martha and Bill, they were buying this place, and they turned it into a museum. I mean, this place is unbelievable. It goes from Reddick to Haley. You guys got to come and see it. It is real, not
We're
just.
going to be there. We're going. We're seeing.
Yeah.
We're visiting.
Yeah. Not
Do you have regular hours?
9 to 3.
9 to 3.
9 to 3 every day. In the entrance for my place, it's through Reddick because it has also through Haley, but you got to go through Reddick because you won't be able to come through the other side. Anyway, so life has come to a full circle and we're back to where we started and we're just so happy here. Like, unbelievable. I mean, I don't have any words to describe. It's just so beautiful here.
Well, I got to say, if you haven't been to SBR class and you don't know, never heard of it, you're blowing it. All right. Parents, if you don't know what to do with your kids, this is what you do with your kids. It's art. Watching glass blowing is absolute magic. Okay. It's all I could tell you. It's calming. It's soothing. There's a vibration to it. It's awe. I mean, what people don't understand is your brain have to be wired a certain way. You have to, like Dominique is probably a master. She whips out this color. I'm the artist in the family, right? She says, "Oh, what do you think about it?" She pulls out this art book and she does this color of this forest. Watercolor is tough.
Yeah.
It's right now in the bedroom frame because it's like a masterpiece. Dominique is dyslexic. So she'd be like, you have to be dyslexic, right? To be able to be able to blow glass.
Well, I mean, people can blow glass, but you kind of get to a certain a dead end. I mean, most if you read about it, most of the most famous artists, every single one has dyslexia, and it's because we see things backwards and in reverse, and it's you have to be able to see that to be able to get out of the box. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, it's just a special gift. It used to be a curse. Now it's a blessing.
That's it. Yeah, no, I think when they even one time put it in there as like a mental illness back in the 70s, something's like not right with you. Because they tried to medicate it, right? Our thinkers and our creators of the world go and figure, let's make a pill. Yeah, right?
Yep.
Oh my God. So anybody have any questions? I got one question. Dr. D's given me that we're done, but anybody got a quick question? Because we got to go. No questions? Kristine, you always have a question.
No, I don't have a question, but my comment was that, I used my dyslexia to be able as a preschool teacher to read upside down and backwards to kids when I was teaching.
Oh, nice.
Sally! That's Silly
awesome.
Sally. Have you ever read Silly Sally? That's a great book.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is awesome. Okay, again, 721 Reddick. I expect it's Tuesday. I've been you're going to call me to say, Erica, there's been a surge. Thank you. Okay. Everything you've done for us for the last 15 years, letting Teen Sports Radio, inviting all these schools, all the kids were free, thousands. Okay. All of the monies and the time that you put in promoting all of the school auctions and whatnot. I mean, my kids, they're in their 30s now, but all their school years, you've totally supported, and I love you, and I thank you, and I appreciate you, and stick around if you want. We got a lot of show. We'll be right back with more after these messages.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Hi, it's Karla Correllas with tips and tricks for teens. # Money Matters. And I've got a subject now that's kind of a hot topic in the news today about student loans. And so many people, we have millions and millions and millions and billions of dollars in student debt. And I know, Erica, you have a lot of statistics about the possible devastation making student loans due now, and people have to start making their payments again. And, I've got some opinions of my own, maybe not favorable to most in the world out there, but stuff I think you teens really need to listen to and think about as you go off to college, and just thinking about getting student loans and knowing what you're signing for. I don't know, Erica, if you want to throw out some of the statistics. I don't know how helpful they'll be, but if you care to do that, you are welcome to. I know
what I want to do, because I think we should do this like this. We have to drill down on it. It's going to take 3-4 weeks. So
Yes.
let's just do a whitewash just to explain it. I'm 100%. My kids were going through the whole thing, and for whatever reason, the big push was, the college, the college, the college. So people were going and shooting way high for these 80, 90, $100,000 schools. And the parents just were not educated enough to have them understand that, do the math. So you're saying, yeah, your kid's going to walk out if you hope and pray, because not everybody graduates. Okay. Some of them fall through the cracks. They don't finish, but still got to pay that loan back. And I bumped into that a lot. Okay. And, I don't know if they're going to secure it with the parents are securing the loan or whatever like that. But let's face it, at the end of the day, you are never going to be able to, you're never going to be able to own a home. Okay. That's it. I'd rather have you, go through it.
Yeah, or if you do, you could lose it. These debts are now coming to terms, and when they allowed COVID to stop student debt, what people didn't realize is it didn't stop the interest from accruing. You still accrued interest. You're still borrowing that money. Whatever you're borrowing, you have to pay for it. And so now the student loan debt is skyrocketed far beyond what people expected. And I think sometimes when people sign up for and they borrow and they sign on the dotted line for student loans, they're not thinking about the ramifications of their future. And that's where I kind of come in thinking, look at what you're doing here. Everybody seems to have in the back of their mind, this could be forgiven. This could be forgiven. You borrowed the money. The likelihood of it being forgiven is just not there like people are hoping for.
And you can't bankrupt it anymore either. That got taken away.
You haven't been able to bankrupt it for many, many years.
Yeah.
And then when you're not making payments and you think, oh, this is great. My payments are stopped. Your interest, like I said, is still accruing. And if you can make the payment, why would you not? And I think people were hoping again for it to be expunged, and it's just not happening. And so we have some devastation. And my daughter went to a very, very expensive college. She's very successful, and she took on some student debt for no reason, which I did not sign for because I didn't agree with it. Taking advantage of the non-payments when she's making more than my entire family combined. I probably shouldn't be talking about this, but it's just one of those things. It's like, why would you do that to buy a car in New York? I just really think about what you're getting your student loans for. She had scholarships. She had money. She could live on campus for free. Why did you get a student loan to live off campus? Just really think about what you're doing when you're signing for that student loan, and don't ever for a second think it's going to be forgiven.
Let's look at the big picture here. And I'm sorry, they knew what they were doing. You enslaved that whole generation. So what are the people that are born in the 90s? Okay, from say 90 to 2000, because that's when it was really just sign here and you get money. Okay, that whole decade generation, they're enslaved. Period.
They are. Everybody wins. Everybody gets a trophy. They don't have to pay for it.
Right.
So just real quick, teens, when we say they, what we mean is people who are in charge of businesses, hedge funds, banks. They have lots of actuarial tables and they understand human behavior. And so they know when they offer things like a student loan, they can make guesses about how much money they're going to make on that opportunity. So we're actually just looking at it was marketing in order to produce money for large banks and large corporations. And what we want to support is teens having an excellent education, but doing it in a way that supports you so that you can do the things in your life that you want to do.
Thank you, Dominique.
That's the thing awesome. Is, my degree says Westmont, but if I turn it over to the back, it doesn't say Harbor College, Long Beach State. It just says Westmont on the front. So whatever road you travel to get to that one pretty little picture in the front, okay, and it's already proven like what we need in the trades and everything like this, you want to be able that you're managing your affairs just like you say. So when you jump into the workforce, you have to handle that amount of money, that debt, okay, in addition to all the other things, because you're going to have rent and you might have a car payment and so on and so forth. So yeah, you need to be a lot more responsible today, because when somebody hands something to you, you're gonna have to pay the piper later.
Yeah, and never take advantage of pushing a loan forward 90 days, 100 days, or until you graduate if you have the means to make the payment. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Always remember that, because you are accruing more interest every single day.
Right. Don.
My daughter put college on hold during COVID and has just been working and traveling. And now that she's going back, she found that she was able to qualify for enough grants to be able to finish the last 2 years without going into debt, which we're over the moon about.
Thank you. That is awesome. And that's how it is. If you go out there, you hunt for it, it's there. It's there. And depending on your subject or what your major is, there are a lot of specialized scholarships and grants and stuff for you for the asking.
Yeah, this is really going to be unfortunate, but the collapse is coming. This is just like the liar loans that they did on the mortgages back in 2008. This is billions, guys. And now that it's unfrozen after a 5-year freeze, and you're talking about a lot of people out there, these are our PhDs because they went to more advanced degrees. Okay, so it's really bad, because by the time, now that it's they unhitched the caboose. I mean, these payments are $3,000-$4,000 a month, and I'm talking about loans, especially if you're going to be a doctor or an attorney, $400,000-$500,000 in debt. Yeah. So we're gonna start seeing things real soon.
More next week. Tune in. We've got a lot to talk about on this subject.
All right. Kristine Marie, are you ready?
I guess.
Let's pull a card from the astral. We need help.
We need help. Gosh. Okay. Yeah.
We'll be back.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Welcome back. This is Kristine from A View from the Deck. And today is the 29th of July, and the moon, actually the sun is in Leo and the moon is in Libra. So it's not too bad. You got the masculine feminine flow going on around here. But Leo is, it's just Leo the lion. It's really where the sun is, it's just, at least in the northern hemisphere here, it's summer, right? In Santa Barbara, we're right here. Actually, I think this is just last week we started to not have marine layer. In the morning, I was really surprised to wake up. So usually it used to be in July. Now it's in August. Let's, why don't I pick a card? Who'd like me to pick a card for them today?
How about Don?
Don, would you like a card?
Yes.
Okay, tell me when to stop shuffling.
Okay, stop.
Okay, do you want to pick from the top, the bottom, or the middle?
Middle.
Okay, top of the bottom or the bottom of the top?
Top of the bottom.
Top of the bottom. Okay. We've got the Hanged Man, which in this deck is a chrysalis. It's a butterfly in the chrysalis, right? Ooh. So it's one of these things about being I call it in the law of perfect timing. Right? When you're in the law of perfect timing, it's like you can't, your heart is over your head. You can't think your way through this situation. And there are things happening. There's a reason, like in Norse mythology, the Norse god Odin hung himself on the Yggdrasil tree, like the tree of life in the middle world, I think it was, in order to receive the runes, which was one of the first sacred writings. And he put himself up on the tree, and he knew, for as long until it was time, till his agreement, and then when he got down and he got the runes. So it's about really being in perfect timing and knowing that you put yourself there and you'll take yourself off when it's time, just like the caterpillar knows when to make the chrysalis, and then the butterfly, everything has to be just perfect, the perfect timing for the butterfly to burst through. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And so that's the present moment. If we were to do the past, would you want to pick from the top, the bottom, or the middle?
Bottom.
Bottom? Okay. And then let's see the bottom. Oh, the bottom is about, so in the past, the bottom it's the seven of cups, which is really about, it would say to me that you It's about you recently. What kind of put you in your chrysalis was that you became aware of some ways that you've been dealing with you sort of numbing your emotions that don't work for you anymore. There'd been some way that, and you became aware of it, and you're like, oh, this doesn't work for me anymore. So you're trying to find. So you're in the process of finding other ways that do work for you now. Does that make sense?
Total.
Yeah, yeah, And then going forward in the future, do you want to be from the middle or the top?
The top.
The top. Oh, that's perfect. It's the butterfly. It's taking a leap of faith. So you're going to be coming out of that chrysalis, right? Very, very soon. So you're going to be taking that leap of faith moving forward. So you're taking exactly the time that you need to take, going inside, really doing, the magic that happens inside that chrysalis. And then when you're ready, and you'll know when you're ready, it'll be time to burst out of the chrysalis and to stretch your wings in the sunshine and let the wind dry them out. And then you can, fly.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, that's so magical.
You're really, hey, you know something? You should continue to do this. You have a gift. We got Dominique right after these messages.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
Hey there, Teen Sports Radio family. It's Dominique Hackett here, your chicken whisperer, gardener, reader from Santa Barbara Wellness Center.
Nice. And I'm Erica, the Queen of Teen. Ride or die. That's the approach I'm going to take when we talk about this topic. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I actually just recently got a newspaper subscription to the plain folk community because they don't use the internet.
Right. So we've got we're going to challenge all of you Santa Barbarians, okay, TikTok warriors, Snap streakers, late night Netflix zombies, anybody out there, think about this. What if you get to do a trade? You get to spend some time in a plain community. How about that?
So Wi-Fi free and wonder filled. Could you survive an Amish summer? So now wait before you roll your eyes and go back to scrolling memes that are about burnt toast and astrology. Hear me out. So in the Amish community, they have this thing called Rumspringa. And yeah, it's a time when teens actually get to go out in the world and go figure themselves out. It's basically figure who you are past. They get to explore the outside world, wear jeans, eat Doritos, and even use a phone. And then they decide if they want to return to their community and keep the simple life or go rogue and become an accountant in Akron, Ohio. So if you don't know it, the plain folk in the Amish communities, yeah, a whole lot of them are doing the whole farmer thing without electricity.
I mean, it gives everybody a chance, honestly, to see how the other half lives. Let's see. I mean, you get to really, really decompress. I remember I went to Mexico a few years back, and my phone was all messed up. I didn't have any Wi-Fi, and I thought I would be freaking out about it, but I actually embraced it after the 6th hour, really, okay? Because it
didn't work.
It didn't work. There was nothing I could do about it, and I didn't reach for the phone. I just put the phone in the drawer, and I just let it go for a week. It was great.
So it's really interesting that these teens in the plain communities, when they get a chance to go experience the everyday world that you Santa Barbara teens are all used to, most of them choose to go back to their farm life. Like they literally voluntarily give up Google. And meanwhile, Santa Barbara teens, well, pretty much a lot of you can't go 15 seconds without checking that someone likes your blurry beach pic from last Tuesday.
If I had kids right now, honestly, I would actually make a connection with some kind of, it would be like an exchange situation. Because like you said, they get a chance to have a, outer experience.
Experience the world.
And we'll just house switch.
I would take. Wouldn't that be
we
fun?
We could volunteer for that.
I know. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
And then just our kids would go over there, and their kids would come over here
and exchange,
and just do it for like a week or 2 weeks
with a Mennonite family,
and they would see how that works.
So
at least they'd be safe.
Can you imagine spending a summer with a Mennonite family in maybe like Ohio or Pennsylvania, where you are milking the cows at 5 a.m. and sewing buttons by candlelight?
Well, I bet you the food would be really good.
that drop, that's a box that contains a desk.
Okay.
Everything happens during Teen Sports Radio.
Oh my God.
So with teens, we could play a game. Would you rather lose your phone for 24 hours or muck out a barn with 14 chickens watching you?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Especially if kids have never even been around chickens. I don't think my oldest would like that. He's afraid of birds.
I know what mucking out a chicken coop's like. I do that.
Every day. I know. This was just something I love. Talk about this thing that you belong to,
the newspaper. Yeah, it's so interesting. So what various communities are doing, because they're not on the internet and they don't have electricity, they write a letter to the newspaper, and this is all over the United States. They write a letter talking about what's going on in their family, and this newspaper is published once a week. It's called The Budget, and what you do is on the front of the paper, it lists out the states and on what page you can find letters from that state. And then you go and look at that state and you can see who's writing a note. They're talking about, a lot of them are harvesting sweet corn right now. They're canning peaches. They're talking about the weather that's happening. They're talking about visiting family reunions. And maybe there's even notices about who's migrating, because families will move from maybe Ohio to Pennsylvania or vice versa. We have Plains people. Even in California, there are Plains people. There are Plain people in Florida. There are communities of people that are living very simply, faith-based, and no electricity.
I just suggest every teen, honestly, this summer, we still have some summer left, put the phone away, put the AirPods away, put the laptops away. No texting, no memes, no nothing. Go tech free. Start for the weekend.
Yeah.
Get your parents behind it.
See what it's like.
It's great to have a family weekend with no technology.
I mean, can you imagine? Think about it. Is farm life harder than CrossFit? I mean, let's talk about what it would be like to actually go full plain folk for a month. You wake up at 5 a.m., and it's not to an alarm. You wake up because everybody's waking up at 5 a.m.
Well,
you hear the horses, the cows. They're hungry. It's very noisy at 5 a.m.
They're hungry.
That's usually right before dawn, but there's a lot of activity that happens in nature. So you just wake up automatically. There's no espresso. There's no phone. Just you and the rooster.
But it's neat, though.
Yeah. You'll be milking the goats or the cows, chopping wood, hanging out the laundry in the actual sunshine. Yep. Have you ever seen a washboard?
Yes. Have I ever used a washboard? No.
I've used a washboard.
I believe it.
Yep. So no gym needed. This is a full body strength training. And your glutes? Try squatting in a potato field for 8 hours.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the kids would, by the first night, second night, they'd be going to bed early. And they go to bed early.
They do.
And they need to go to bed early.
Because you're tired.
You're exhausted.
You're bloody tired.
You're way exhausted.
So, you want mental clarity? Try walking behind a plow for total silence. No notifications, no pop-ups, just the sound of the dirt and the birds and your own thoughts echoing like, what is the meaning of life?
Yeah, I just think it's just awesome. You're disconnecting to reconnect, and if all else fails, you got this. So anyway, who's up next?
I'm not sure. Hooga!
Donnie, you ready? You're up next.
See you soon.
We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m.
For Teen Sports Radio, I'm Don Sanders, donsmassageohi.com, 805-236-2684. And I'm here to bring you a hygge, a comfy, cozy feeling. It's a Scandinavian term. And it's kind of like receiving a hug without actually receiving the physical hug. And so today I wanted this topic to be about ask more questions. Ask more questions. We need to, if we're going to knit the fabric, the torn fabric of society back together, we need to have, the curiosity to ask more questions. Now, I have to confess, this is a tough one for me because I'm a lonely only kid who came from a household that was, everybody gone most of the time. And I just love telling stories. I don't, and I read a lot and everything. And my stories aren't necessarily the best crafted or masterful, but I just love stories. But I've had to stifle myself and look for more things that I can find to ask questions about, because not only does it everybody likes to share once they find a basic trust is established, and the thing is, if you listen carefully, then if you do get a chance to offer some encouragement, you can make it on point. I mean, if somebody's tearing their hair out over their student loans, you don't want to tell them that you have something that you think will really help them with car maintenance or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like the women are all nodding their head because women's are, as Emerson once said, said that women are unsurpassed in conversation. So we have much men out there to learn from the way women do this. I'm very grateful. Oh, Kristine, go ahead.
Oh, the first thought that came to me when you talked about asking questions is the story of Parzival. The story of Parzival, which is it's the teenager, it's the young man who's off on an adventure, and he finds out at the end of his adventure that he needed to ask the one question that would have solved the whole issue, and he didn't know that he was supposed to ask a question. It's a powerful story. I'm sure I read it in high school or college, and I'm sure you young people are, teens are should be reading it. But it really is about asking the questions. And sometimes we get kind of involved in our own thing, and we wonder, or we might be embarrassed to ask, or we might not want to think, oh, should I ask? Actually, yeah. If you have this question, it's yours to ask, right? It's ours to ask when we have the question that comes in our head.
That reminds me of once doing kind of a men's workshop, and we were down by the river here, and I was just sitting with the idea. The idea was just to sit in silence with the guy, and it just after a while, the guy just kind of broke the silence and said, thank you for holding space with me, and so sometimes that's more of a gift than if, I guess if we, Dominique's nodding her head. So then if we push to have, like a real lively conversation, sometimes just holding that space with somebody can appreciate that they're not alone with whatever they're going through or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I try to ask the question to my kids when they give me a call and they're like downloading. I'll ask, Are you needing me to bear witness to your moment, or are you setting me up so that I can then offer some advice at the end? How can I best render you service?
Oh, I like that.
Nice.
That's very nice.
Sweet.
Yeah. So sometimes when we just need to, process, we just need to, sometimes I've always found sometimes if I can talk through something with somebody who's willing to listen, the answer will actually come of its own accord.
Yeah.
And it's a neat thing because it's like this, and getting that support of that container, right, is like creates a container for that answer to just drop in versus someone kind of throwing information at me right away. It's a really neat experience to see that happen or to have that happen.
Yeah, and women, are light years ahead of me in all these things, but my challenge has been to try to do this with men. Because a lot of people, I don't know, men will make a snap judgment about, oh, this guy probably didn't want to hear my whatever. And so if you make yourself available, then I'm trying to learn and apply these things we're talking about to doing this with men,
Oh, so nice.
There's a lot of men that try and island up and not ask for any help. And as the poet John Donne once said, no man is an island entire on his own or something.
Yep. When I was balancing out my life where I was experiencing a lot of masculine, I had to sort of step back and honor process and not just jump to answer. And that the process was teaching me something even more than the answer.
Nice. Nice wrap up there, Dee. All right, you guys, catch us next week for more tips, tools, and team truth telling. Until then, stay active, stay kind, stay unfiltered. Love yourselves, love your people, and don't forget, you be you because everybody else is taken. God bless Santa Barbara. See you next week.